Okay, we are at mid-March. Welcome to our last meeting from the Soho office. We'll talk about it in a second, but we are moving next week, which I'm very excited about. We have two more birthdays this month. Kirsten's is on the 23rd next week, and Fatu's the week after. So happy birthday to Kirsten and Fatu. Again, just a reminder, we are always looking for new agents to join the office. We have the program where you can actually earn some supplemental income based on their production for referring them to us. So again, don't forget of kind of some easy ways to network with other people and to get people to come over to Weichert. Refer and earn with Weichert.com. You can kind of send over the information and I'll kind of close the deal. So thank you for those of you who have done it in the past so far. Okay, so our quote this week: "You have everything you need to build something far bigger than yourself," from Seth Godin. I think sometimes we limit ourselves in terms of either what we can do or what we have the ability to do. And this business is one that the sky's the limit, right? Many of you make, well into the six figures in this business. And everyone on this call has that potential. It's all a matter of the time and energy that you put into this business. So if you need help with anything, if you feel like you're stuck or you need more assistance, let me know. We can set up a one-on-one and go over everything that you need to do. We've got great tools here at Weichert. We've got great lead sources. You have the support of myself, of Doug, of Jamie, of Amanda, of everyone in the office, Brian with the rental team and stuff like that. So whatever you want to do, we can help you do. Just let me know and we'll kind of put together a plan for you. Just a reminder, next Thursday, the 23rd, we have the Salute to Excellence in New Jersey. We are coordinating transportation for anyone who needs a ride from the city. Just let me know. I sent out that RSVP link. I hope everyone has RSVP'd. If you're not able to make it anymore, please re-RSVP that you're not coming. And if you can come and want to still, please let me know. Again, this is a really great time to see the accomplishments of people in our office, as well as in the offices in our region: Hudson County, Rockland County, Orange County, Westchester County, and to interact with them and to get referrals, right? Many of you have closed deals that have been given to you from other Weichert agents, and this is a really great place to meet some of those top producers across the region and to get additional referrals from them, right? If they don't know who you are, they're not going to give you a referral, and it's a great way to get in front of hundreds of other Weichert agents. Again, just to remind everyone to put it in their calendar, next week we're going to be a little different. We're not doing anything because of the move, but our workshops are every Tuesday at noon. And we do prospecting every Wednesday after the meeting here in person, or from 1 to 2 on Wednesdays. Again, we won't be doing that next week because of the move as well, which we'll talk about in a second. And again, for anyone who is interested, Brian Lasoya started a rental group. He's helping people with open listing rentals, rent hop, how to get your first rentals done. It's a great group. A couple of you are already in it. If you're looking to up your rental game, please reach out to Brian. His contact information is here. I think they'll be meeting remotely next week just because of the move. But again, those meetings are Tuesdays at 1 o'clock in the office only. Again, the Weichert Design Center has been fully phased out. All marketing templates, show sheets, business cards, everything like that can be now created and printed out in the My Weichert studio. You go in through Weichert Tools, the same place you would go for SkySlope. So definitely something that you should be doing for marketing. If you have a listing and need show sheets, this is where you can create them and just print them out or have them professionally done for you. Again, our move is going to be next week, starting on Tuesday. Our new office address, for anyone who doesn't have it, is 27 Union Square West, Suite 308. We have access Monday through Friday from 7 to 7. We're working on weekend access for those of you who are kind of productive agents. If you have anything left here in Soho, please get rid of stuff, dispose of stuff, shred stuff, and pack everything into one of the banker's boxes that we have by Monday, right? Monday at the end of the day is our last access to this office. Going forward from there, everything will be moved. Basically next week, starting at the end of the day on Monday, we won't really have a full office that we can use. If you need to print out stuff, please do it in advance. We should be fully set up by next Monday. So a week from this coming Monday in the new space. And again, I'll be sending out information on that. As I said in the email, if you have any deals that are processing or checks that you need to go in, we still will be sending them next Tuesday and Thursday, as well as tomorrow. Please let me know as soon as you can, so I know and can get you a overnight envelope. With that, I'd like to talk about the market, and again, give everyone a chance to kind of say what they're seeing out there at whatever place they're working, whatever price point they're working in. If they're working with buyers or with renters or kind of whoever you're working with. So would anyone like to kind of talk about what they're seeing in the market right now? Leslie.
Yeah, Jason.
Oh, Marty. Nope. Sorry. Ken. Sorry, Ken. Hey, Ken.
Oh, yeah. Doing a lot of referrals to Queens, and both multifamily houses, single family, and co-ops. And I'm finding on the house side that you need to offer full ask because they go quick. And I've had a lot of buyers maxing out at like a 5% discount. That's not happening.
Definitely. I think that's a great point to bring up, Ken, especially for agents who are working in Queens, Outer Brooklyn, and the Bronx. We've seen that most places are going for at or even above asking. Where people were used to getting some sort of discount, it's usually not happening these days. So that's definitely something, especially on the single and multifamily home, maybe a little less so on condos and co-ops, but I think we are still seeing, traction there. I know Leslie works in Westchester, and I think the same thing is kind of happening there with single and single families mostly, but they are getting above asking prices. For those people who were, wanting to see discounts and things like that, it's a tough time. I use an example. One of my friends is working with Tanya to purchase a home in New Jersey, and the listing agent underpriced it. And third day on the market, they had 44 offers. My friend offered about 75,000 over the asking price, and they only came in at the middle of the pack. They were like 20th in the bids. So again, they underpriced it, and it was a single family home in, a desirable part of New Jersey, but make sure that your customers, wherever you're working, right, know what's happening. I have that listing in Williamsburg, and we already have multiple offers, at and above the asking price, and we're calling for highest and best by Monday. So we are seeing this in other areas as well. And in my mind, we priced it very fairly, right? It was, if anything, we were kind of pushing the market a little bit. But it's a crazy time out there, and inventory tends to be fairly limited still. Would anyone else like to kind of comment what they're seeing? I don't know, Leslie, do you want to talk about what you're seeing? You've worked with some people both in Manhattan and in Westchester.
I'm in the office today. It's been busy. I've been working mostly with renters recently in Manhattan and some in Westchester, but it's been very brisk. It's been fast paced. Lost a couple of things, couldn't get into a couple of things, but ultimately we can always get something. It's just educating the client that for sure for rentals, they're not going to get less than, they'll probably pay over, and see what happens with the spring market.
Yeah, it's definitely here in the spring market. Anyone else want to comment on kind of what they're seeing?
I'll just sorry.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll just say that I definitely second what Leslie just said in terms of the rental market, and I felt that was true a couple of weeks ago too. It's just, it feels like spring already in the rental market. In terms of the sales market, I listen to Urban Digs every chance I get, and I really am seeing what they have said is true, which is that the prices are beginning to see some slashes. I think that Manhattan was still sort of, in terms of the selling agents were still priced for what they were last year. We were getting top prices and the discount was a little larger. But I'm beginning to see that close a little bit. And the things that are discounting their prices, doing a pricing decrease are moving quicker than the things that are staying and holding on. So the inventory in New York City right now, even though things are beginning to come on a little bit more, is a little bit stale. So people have just been hovering and watching and waiting for some of those prices, I think, to come down to make it a little bit more palatable. So the ones that I've shown that where there have been price decreases have been getting really good traffic, and in some cases have multiple offers, but the units that haven't really are still just sitting there. So
Jason, I have a question for both Dewey and Leslie, since they're describing the rental market as brisk, and I haven't been involved in it until basically this week. But I have a client at the, who's got a budget of between $7,000 to $8,000, 2-bed, 2-bath, washer dryer has got to be in the unit. Can they, when they describe the market as brisk, what do they think about that particular price point? And is there more or less negotiability at that price point?
I mean, Leslie, actually, I'm going to give it to her because she just had a customer at a similar price point. So
it was their budget was about 7, but we just ended up taking something for 8 because there was such limited, they had to have a washer dryer, and they were open to Upper West, Upper East, and there just wasn't a lot. And literally if something came on, we were a little early in the search, but if it came on, it was gone. So I just maybe check. I ended up doing a deal at Glenwood because they have multiple buildings. Some of their buildings fall in that price range.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have washer dryers. Not
So
all.
you said that was negotiated with Glenwood, the large that large residential renter only?
yeah, she found a unit, but there was no negotiation on the price.
0.
Okay. All right. That's very helpful. Thank you very much.
I think that's the thing, that
Like
the price is the
Yeah,
price.
something would be listed and it would be gone that day or the next day. So it was just basically trying to get an agent with Glenwood that could let me know what was going on.
Got it. I may want to talk to you after the meeting then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks for the questions, everyone. And thank you everyone for kind of participating in this. It's always helpful. And again, I think, I think we are seeing across the board that prices are what they are, or a starting point. So I think that's kind of really the takeaway now. And unfortunately, it can be difficult for people to learn that until they lose a place or 2 or 3 or a dozen, right? And so sometimes it's persistence and always making sure that you are letting the consumer, right, your customer, know you are on their side. You are trying to help them. You want the best for them, but I want you to see what's happening, right? Hey, this, one thing that you can do is, again, especially if someone's looking a little early, maybe show them what's on the market. And then, so, hey, this rented in a day, this rented in 2 days, this rented in 3 days, right? Hey, they have multiple bids on this one, 2 days on the market, right? Like, so that kind of lets them know what's happening. And the easiest way to show them of what's happening, again, is usually for them to unfortunately miss out on something. So, okay, well, thank you again. Jamie's information is here. Again, if you have anyone looking for homeowners insurance, renters insurance, auto insurance, kind of whatever it is, Jamie's a great resource. I know he helped, one person was like, hey, I need insurance for tomorrow because I have a closing, and he got it for him right away. So again, a great resource at any time, and especially if you need something in a pinch. Again, I just want to send out Amanda's information again. Amanda is our MTS here for New York City and New York State. She has, this is a little changed. She's been sending out to you guys her schedule for the week. She's doing kind of staggered. It's not 9, 10, and 11 anymore. But you can register for those here. Again, disregard the left side, but the right side has that QR code, which will be in the slides I send out. And again, you can book a one-on-one appointment with her. They're available throughout the day, Monday through Thursday, for 30 minutes, or if you need longer, you can book 2 back-to-back sessions with her. She will be coming in on the 28th to the office to come and see the new office. And again, she will start coming in once or twice a month to New York City. With that, I'd like to give it away to Doug who can go through this week's slides and all the news. And Doug, in case it's not in here, if you wouldn't mind just kind of talking about the, what's happening with the banking system and things like that, and how maybe we should talk to our customers about that.
Sure. Okay, let's go to the first slide. So just to give you an update, the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, testified before Congress. Inflation is still the biggest driver of retail rates and what the Federal Reserve does. Jobs are still strong. So really, Jerome Powell is focused pretty solidly on inflation. And the idea was not too long ago that we were going to slow down with these increases, and now it's kind of a mixed bag. Jason mentioned the bank failures. We had three bank failures that happened, which is concerning on one level, but basically it doesn't really affect what we do. In short, it was kind of like an old-fashioned run on the bank, certainly with Silicon, where they don't have all the money in the vault in the back room. And basically too many people all at once wanted to take out their money, and the Federal Reserve had to come in, and the FDIC took over. But banks are not designed to have everyone come all within a couple of days and withdraw all their money. So the FDIC, if you're a depositor, you're made whole. You don't have to wait. They even remove the limit, the $250,000 limit, so as to not cause a panic. So if you are an investor in the stock of one of these banks, you have a problem. If you're a depositor, you don't. So I don't see this being contagious. I don't see this being something we have to really concern ourselves with, but it did affect the bond market towards the end of the week. Let's go to the next slide. We actually went down a pretty decent drop by about a quarter of a point. In the beginning of the week, rates went up based on what the Federal Reserve Chairman was saying, which is that they're going to keep raising rates and probably at a higher pace. And then when some of the bank news came in with the failures, the market sort of paused and went the other direction. So we have a little bit of a decrease, more than a little bit, really. 6.76 is the 30-year fixed rate right now, the average across the country. The 15-year rate is at 6.25. So we're a little bit better than last week. We had been coming up, and we'll see really what happens next week. But we've been in this trading in these sixes, which historically is still not that bad. Here's just something interesting. The way loans have been priced, certainly since the beginning of last year, you get a lot more, borrowers get a lot more for their money if they choose to pay points. In most cases, borrowers have the choice to pay points or not, but they're getting a lot more if they choose to pay points than in previous times. So in early 2023, taking a look back, over half of the people that were buying paid points. 57% of the people paid points. Previously, 0 points was by far the most common option. That's not the case anymore. Here's just a thought. If there, and this could be for either side of the transaction, if there is a property that maybe has been sitting for a little bit, I don't know how much of that we're seeing, but rather than having a price reduction from the seller side, the seller would actually do better many times by giving incentive to the buyer, either by paying points to buy down the rate or by giving a credit to closing costs. And this could be, again, if you're the listing agent, you could suggest this, or even as the buying agent, where potentially it's a situation where everybody wins. The seller gets some sort of discount, either in rate or in costs, and the seller walks away. The buyer gets a discount, the seller walks away with a little bit more money. So just another way to structure a deal. This is something that's I like a lot. When we're talking with buyers, if you ask them, do you have financing in place? Are you pre-approved? Many times they say yes. Sometimes they're not even pre-approved and they just sort of instinctively say they are. We don't think that's the end of the story. We want to double check their pre-approvals for their good and for our good. So for this month, if they have a pre-approval already existing, we don't really want to encourage them to go out and get one. If they have a pre-approval existing with another lender, if we pre-approve them, just for the act of pre-approving them, we'll give them a $50 gift card. So what does it do? It shows them either they have a very good deal or we'll get them a better deal. And now they can present 2 pre-approvals with an offer, which is, stronger than 1. So this goes on through the end of March. It could be extended. So we have a couple more weeks. If you have somebody who's already pre-approved, give me their contact and I'll give them a call, pre-approve them, and they'll get a $50 gift card. This is a survey from a recent client. This was in Westchester. It was actually the son of an agent. And, it's all the highest marks, 1 to 5. This is for me personally. Overall experience was great. I got a 5 in every category. Would you refer family or friends to me? The client said a 10, a score of 1 to 10, gave a 10, and also made a comment that they've already recommended me, which is true. His fiance's cousin and another person already came to me. So, it goes to say when we have happy customers, when we do a good job as a company all under one roof, that we all get referrals out of it. So we're doing a good job, and just something to keep in mind. Here's a trivia question of the week. This is about buy downs. We talked about them a little bit before. If a seller offers to pay for a buy down, or whoever pays for the buy down, if you had a $600,000 loan, in rough terms, you would get about 0.5%, or potentially more, but let's just say 0.5% lower in rate by buying down 2 points. What would that be in dollars? So $600,000 loan, 2 points would be either 12,000, 16,000, 24,000, or not enough information. Ken says 12. Anybody else?
Let's get some guesses. Feel free to unmute yourself or write in the chat box.
So if you had a $600,000 loan, Aiden says 12, and you wanted to reduce the rate. If you were at, say, 6.5 and you wanted to get down to 6,
A bunch of 12%.
budget 12. So that is the answer is 12,000. So it's 2%. It's pretty simple. 2 times 6 is 12. But to tell you the truth, in a lot of programs, depending upon the scenario, you could probably get even lower than 0.5% by paying 2 points. I mean, sometimes it's a full point less. So you get more for your money as a borrower for the last about year by paying points. So that's all I have. If I can help anybody with open house flyers or anything else, please feel free to reach out. Or if you have a scenario, let me know. We have a lot of programs that we don't necessarily think of every day, but we have, cash flow programs where they're essentially no income loans, which we're qualifying based on the rent of an investor property. We have asset-based loans where we can qualify somebody on the assets they have in the bank rather than income. So we have a lot of different programs. If you want to know a scenario, if we can do something, let me know. And if you can remember to introduce me to your customers, I would greatly appreciate it. Ellen, do you have a question? I see a hand up. Maybe that's for something else. But anyway, if you could just remember to introduce me to your customers, I would appreciate it. And if I can help you, please let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doug. We have a number of congratulations on rentals over the last 2 weeks. Renee, Gloria, Zach, Michael, Stephanie, Eunice, Fatu, Christine, Aileen, Anthony, and Brian. Congratulations on the rentals. We had contracts signed by Ellen, Nicole, Leslie, Karen, and Christine F. So congratulations to you guys. New sale listings, Joubert, Lynn, Lauro, Will, Eunice, and Stephanie all have new sale listings. So congratulations to them. And not many closings. Tanya had a closing. So congratulations to Tanya. I know a couple of you guys have them coming up later this week and next week. So again, here's a good time. If anyone has a listing they want to publicize, if they have something coming up, or if you're looking for something and don't know where to find it, let us know. Again, I'll reiterate, I have that listing at 138 Broadway in Williamsburg, 1.295 for a large loft, 1-bedroom, about 966 square feet, low common charges and taxes, doing an open house tonight after work, Saturday and Sunday, and then highest and best due on Monday at noon. So if you have anyone, it's a great investment property or great end use property. Really, really beautiful building in Williamsburg. Dewey, do you want to talk about your new listing?
Sure, it's not out yet, but we're going to have a lovely 2-bedroom up in the Bronx, just right across from the park up there, 2160 Bronx Avenue. It's going to be listed at $310,000, and it is a very large 2-bedroom with a formal dining room in a nice building.
Awesome.
I have upcoming listing. It won't be for another month or two. She's getting it ready for sale, repairing some things, but it's a 1-bedroom in Riverdale, right near the Long Island Railroad. And it's going to be around 175,000 with low HOA fees and a parking space fee if you want to pay that, which is low. It's very convenient if you want to take the Long Island Railroad, and it's a nice little community.
Awesome. Thanks, Ken. Anyone else have anything either for rent or for sale they want to announce? No, going once, going twice. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time. Again, feel free to reach out. Again, just as a kind of reminder, which I'll keep sending out, but if you can come to the event on the 23rd, please let me know. You can text me if you didn't RSVP for it. Great networking event, great way to see a number of our agents get awards and stuff like that. And we also please pack up everything in the current office by Monday afternoon. We'll be moving again next week, Tuesday through through the end of the week. So we'll kind of not really have office to use for a couple days, but we'll still be working. If you need anything, let me know. Thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of the day.